this morning because I'm in usually what's a little bit of a dead zone. So hopefully it'll work out just fine. First things first, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, because oftentimes I don't announce when I'm going live. Sometimes I do. You never know. Happy Friday, all that stuff. Hopefully you're in a part of the country where we're starting to see some emergence of spring weather, and hopefully enjoy that. I know over here today we're going to get 72 degrees and sunny, so I'm going to be out all day. So a lot of people have seen like a lot of the turbulence in the media past couple days. Michelle Trachtenberg, the actress from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who obviously throughout the years has had problems, health problems and allegedly drug problems and stuff. She passed away 2 or so days ago. And then we had the Gene Hackman death. Now, the Gene Hackman one is troubling to me because they found Gene Hackman and his wife and his dog deceased in the house. Now, Gene Hackman was well off. He had decided to recede from public life and live in his, mountaintop, Tony neighborhood in Santa Fe, New Mexico. If you've never been to Santa Fe before, it's literally paradise on earth. Yeah, there's a lot of bougie rich people. Yeah, they can have their nose in the air. But the landscape is beautiful. That's why people like Georgia O'Keeffe, the famous artist, have called it home. It's amazing. People who live there don't commit that act, So the thing that's troubling to me is they claim there's no foul play involved. The initial report from the Santa Fe police department or sheriff or whatever was that there's no gas leak in the house and there was no carbon monoxide leak or poisoning or whatever. And the preliminary report after they conducted the search warrant was that they had been deceased for about 2 weeks. There were signs of decomposition and signs of mummification, of all things. What's troubling to me is that they found an open pill bottle, like a prescription pill bottle, near his wife's body. Apparently they found her deceased near a space heater. Why rich people use space heaters, I don't know. But they found her body near that, and they found Gene Hackman's body. So her body was in the bathroom, one of the bathrooms, and Gene Hackman's body was in the mudroom, your entrance room to the house. What's troubling to me is that what this sounds like is an unaliving pact. But what upsets me about this is that one of the dogs was also found dead in the house. But 2 of their other dogs were found alive. I don't remember if they were inside or outside the residence. So it's troubling because, first of all, if you're going to commit an unaliving pact and you're going to take an animal with you, that does away with all and any sympathy from the public. The public would say, what the heck is wrong with you, dude? If you want to take yourself out, then do it to yourself, but don't take an animal with you. So that's the one thing that makes this tricky. The only other thing, because you can't say it's natural causes, the only natural cause would have been gas leak, carbon monoxide leak, right? Now, maybe in the future they're going to go, oh, hey, we were mistaken. Actually, that was the cause of death. Everybody's waiting on the autopsy on this, right? Because the autopsy naturally is going to tell you what's going on here. The only other option would be some sort of foul play. And if it were foul play, it would be really, really slick. And it would be something that, the toxicology report would pick up on, most likely. But again, if it were foul play, let's say they had an enemy, why would you take out one of their dogs and leave 2 of the dogs alive? It doesn't make sense. So there's something about this situation that doesn't pass the sniff test. Now, I don't know that much about Gene Hackman. Of course, you've seen him in movies in the past. I don't know nothing about the guy personally. But it makes you wonder if he had any enemies, perhaps. They got statements from some of his friends, and they said, he was a fixture in the Santa Fe scene, celebrities, and artists and stuff. But, they say he was somewhat reclusive at the same time, too. And he was an avid painter. Now, somebody who was enjoying their life, living in Santa Fe of all places, and just you're retired, you got money, you don't have to worry about anything. You can just go outside your door and paint pictures of the vistas of the southern leg of the Rocky Mountains out there. Why would you take yourself out? And you've got a, if you're Gene Hackman, you're 95 years old. Your wife, I think he had a, cute little Asian wife. She was probably 60-something years old, You're living it up. Why would you do that? The only thing here that makes sense would be a gas leak or carbon monoxide poisoning that perhaps the police didn't pick up on, and maybe the autopsy will. Now, hey, I'm no hater of police, but I will say there's a lot of times where they don't pick up on stuff. I mean, for instance, even for me, for this car accident I got into a month ago, the initial officers that showed up, they didn't think that the at-fault woman was impaired. And I said, bro, what are you talking about? Listen to her speech. Look at the way she's walking. Look at her manic aggro behavior. And then later on, the state police show up and and they arrest her immediately. So what I'm saying is that oftentimes police, they don't detect things right away. Things will unfurl over time and they'll catch on it. Usually detectives. Deputies, not so much. There's an IQ gulf typically between your standard beat cop and a detective, And that's not saying all detectives are bright either, because they're not. Well, quite a few of them are, but not all of them are. And it's a brute kind of like bloodhound type of down in the trenches intelligence. It's not like a Bill Gates IQ sort of intelligence. It's like a bloodhound on the scent sort of thing, So I'm wondering what's going on with this, because it's just really strange. Anytime there's a death in the Hollywood scene, whether they're active in the scene or not, it kind of makes you wonder. And when I heard about this for the first time, it kind of gave me, a redolent feeling of like the Tate LaBianca deaths in the 60s or 70s, Roman Polanski, Charles Manson, all that sort of stuff. Even though there was no sign of that with these deaths. There was nothing, no graffiti on the walls, no taunting, there was none of that. It just makes you wonder. Santa Fe is a very strange place. You're either drawn to it or you're not. It's a sort of, portal type of area where you're either really put off or you really love it. And a lot of strange things happen there. Epstein had a ranch just outside of Santa Fe in Stanley, New Mexico. Church of Scientology has a secretive sort of administration building in between Santa Fe and Los Alamos. There's some very strange things going on out there. It's a vibe if you've never been before. And so this death, just something doesn't ring true about it, and something doesn't pass a sniff test. I don't know if any of you have thoughts on it, but it's just something I've been thinking about the past couple days, going, man, there's something wrong about this. There's something weird about it, and I don't know what it is. Now, I don't know too much about Gene Hackman, or I haven't followed his personal life or anything like that, To me, I mean, the name kind of just, I'm like, man, I don't know, I don't even really know anything about him. I know, a couple of the movies he was in, that was about it. So, I don't know, man. Just weird. We got a lot of strange deaths happening the past couple days. They said, with Michelle Trachtenberg, again, they said, they found her mother found her dead in her apartment. And they said that recently she had gotten a liver transplant, and they said, well, it was probably a death due to complications from her body maybe not rejecting that liver. But now I may be wrong here, but I don't think she got that liver transplant right away. And you would think that if your body treats it as a foreign object and tries to reject it, that would be right away. You would think that wouldn't be, days, weeks, months down the road. It'd be right away. And you would think if she had a liver transplant or something so serious like that, her family would be aware of the complications and would be with her 24/7. No indictment on her family. It's just, you would think that's what you would do. So all these deaths, there's something weird about them. The other thing about Michelle Trachtenberg, and they could be lying in the media, she was a very attractive woman. I remember when I was in high school, man, Michelle Trachtenberg, whew, I would look at that woman's face. I said, oh God, Lord have mercy, in the best of all possible worlds, my goodness, But as she got into her 30s, her face started looking real haggard, kind of like what you see with like Ariana Grande and other celebrities now who are on Ozempic or Wegovy, these sort of, you know, Faustian, you know, Dorian Gray type of quick weight loss pills, you know. She started having that gaunt look, but that was before Ozempic was a thing. So everybody just thought, oh man, she's a cokehead, you know, she's just on drugs. And, you know, kind of like Amanda Bynes, you know, the other sort of, you know, actress that was on the scene the same time as her. It just really makes you wonder. It makes you wonder about these deaths. I mean, anytime there's a Hollywood death, naturally everybody's suspicious, you know. And anything they report in the media, people are like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, was this person sacrificed, you know, for some, no diddy, you know, no diddy. But, well, and that's the other thing too. That's another weird thing is that with the Diddy thing, now they were saying, and this is allegations, of course. There's allegations that he's going to be hit with charges for necromancy, if you know what I mean. Take the mancy part of that. Necro, you know what. Now that's some shit. If that's the case, boy, I can see why your lawyer quits on you, boy. Can you imagine? Hey, Diddy, you know, when the body's deceased, what's your favorite hole, bro? When you put it in one of those holes, what, I mean, it must sound like that, like a whoopee cushion, you know, with the air release. I mean, come on, man. Now, Diddy, do they have to be freshly deceased, or do you want to let them sit for a little bit so they start, you know, getting that decomposition? Is there, you know, it's like, what's your kink, bro? So that's a weird one too. I mean, you know, and Diddy, as we all know, I mean, he's sunk. They had released, I had heard on TikTok, and I don't think this is AI, I think it was real. It was a jailhouse call between Diddy and Kris Jenner. Man, I don't know, whichever CO leaked that, thank you. Because, you know, dude thought he was being slick speaking in code, and he wasn't being slick at all. People knew exactly what he was talking about. He was talking about, oh, you know, if I just lay low in this jail, you know, it'll all blow over. Brother. You're Sean Combs, dude. It ain't blowing over, you know. And you didn't get released on your own recognizance. You're sitting up in that jail with Sam Bankman-Fried and Luigi Mangione. You're not going. It's not blowing over, bro. Like, they've got you in custody. You are going to get hit full force with the same amount of force you used on those allegedly deceased bodies. You know, it ain't going to go good for you. So those are the three weird things in the past couple days. Just, you know, in the limelight. Where you're like, man, there's something weird here. So, of course, a lot of people see the whole Diddy thing as, oh, he's going to be the one who blows it wide open. All the stuff that people have suspected, the so-called elites, even though Hollywood people are not elites, you know, all the things they've been alleged of, you know, over the years. Oh, Diddy, that's going to blow it wide open. You know, what they do to children and, you know, blood and adreno, you know what, and oh, it's going to blow it wide open. We're going to finally hear about it, you know. But it's like the whole joke with the Epstein client list. Hey, guys, they're releasing it. And then you look at it, and it's all black highlighter, like redacted by the CIA. You know, like you can't even read any name in there. So everybody's expecting that, naturally. You know, oh, hey, well, we found out Martin Luther King was, you know, walking on the wild side with dudes. You know, well, yeah, that's MLK. He's long dead. You know, Epstein, I mean, he's freshly dead. So I don't know if we're going to hear any of that. I don't know if we're going to get any of the juice, so to speak. But it's a wild one, and we'll see over the next couple days if there's any other strange deaths. You know, it just seems like it's one of these potent times where, you know, seems like there's something wacky in the media every day. But, you know, it just goes to show you how ridiculous the general public are. They eat this stuff up. They go, oh, they didn't suspect any foul play. It must be exactly what they're reporting. Wow, you know, like, no. They just think you're really dumb, and they're not going to give you the full scoop. You know, they're going to give you a little morsel, get you hooked, get those ratings up. But no, it's not going to be anything more than that. If you're listening right now, somebody emailed me the other day about saying that they had bought books from me previously, and they asked for an updated book list with prices. Something to me, you sounded like a cop, dude. So, you know, I'm sorry if you're not, but, you know, I just said, yeah, hey, officer, you're not fooling anybody. You know, you just sounded like a cop, man. So sorry if you're not a cop, then that's cool. And secondly, I don't even know why a cop would be interested in emailing me about my books, but man, you never know in this day and age. So if you're not a cop, that's cool, bro. Like, you can email me back, and but if you are, hey, you can email me back too, and I'll just make sure I charge you double the rate, you know, for because you probably got it in the budget. And everybody else, I had a couple people email me in the past couple days. I'm going to get your stuff. I'm going to get all physical book orders shipped out this afternoon. I got to do some stuff at home this morning before the wind starts picking up. I'll get all that sent out. The other thing is that anybody interested in books or anything like that, you can email me at thesoftspokenshaman@gmail.com. Probably going to be any new orders. I'll probably be fulfilling those on Monday, I would think, just because the weekend's going to be pretty slammed. But with that being said, anybody have questions, comments, you want to hit me up for whatever, like I said, thesoftspokenshaman@gmail.com is the place to do that. If you want to get on my Discord server, I'm doing something new right now where I'm making my Discord server, it's free with book purchase, or if you bought something from me in the past, I'll let you in. I've got a Patreon channel on there that is kind of like a monthly fee to be on that. That's because I was booted from Patreon in May of 2023, unfortunately. Yada, yada, it happens. So I got that on there, but I'm trying to make my Discord server where it's more a place that's not YouTube, just in case, because you never know about YouTube, how long this stuff's going to last. And that's there just in case. So I'm building that up right now. If you want to get on, you can email me. And that's about it. Got to go feed the goats and the dog and go do some work. Hope you guys have a good day. I will talk to you later. See ya.